back everyone, Mariah here. Today's video, we're going over the price of Bitcoin. I'm going to be talking about the possibility that we are in a bear market, whether I believe that or not, or why I think that could be a possibility. Going to be going over the price of some other coins as well, and making some comparisons to the top of the 2017 market, as well as what we're seeing now. I'm going to be talking about if I'm buying, if I'm selling, exactly what my game plan is with the current market conditions. It is 12:49 p.m. here on Friday, May 21st, and I am Eastern time. So the first thing I wanted to do today was take a look back at 2017, look at the daily chart on Bitcoin, and compare it to what we're seeing now. What I wanted to look for, because there is a possibility that the bull run is over, okay? Right now, I feel like it's a 40% chance that the bull run is over, and about a 60% chance that it's not over, okay? That's the sentiment that I currently feel. And everyone's panicking right now because China has banned Bitcoin for like the 1,000th time, okay? This is so much FUD. I don't know why people are still fazed by China banning Bitcoin. They do this all the time. So some people are calling for manipulation, like this is a manipulation tactic so that, I don't know if it's a Chinese government could buy at a lower rate or whatever. This is the thing. I don't believe in manipulation, okay? If you have the power to say something that changes the market, then you have that power because people are dumb enough to follow your lead, okay? And if you have so many Bitcoin that you massively move the market, that's because you've accumulated a lot of Bitcoin. To me, there's no manipulation except if there's like inside trading or things like that. So people are freaking out. The price of Bitcoin is $37,000. Let's take a look back at 2017. So this right here, where this red arrow is the top of the market in 2017, okay? And what I did was I wanted to see exactly the percentage of the pullback right here. So Bitcoin dropped 50% from the high of the market, and then on December 22nd, it fell down to a low of 13,750. Okay, so I wanted to see, you know, how much have we fallen from the all-time high of about 64.5. We have fallen, let's see here, about 53%. Okay, so very similar pullbacks, but in a bit of a different fashion. So as you can see here in this chart, obviously there was a lot more support built on the way up from this chart from, you know, this year. And there wasn't nearly as much support built up going into the high of $20,000 in 2017. So what I'm anticipating for is a bounce up to approximately the $50,000 range. If we go back to 2017, and if you basically off the bottom, there was an increase that happened over about a week, 60%. So if we are looking for that same 60% increase off of the bottom, then we are looking at about $49,000, okay? So $49,000, and if you see here, this 50 DMA is going to pretty much match up with that. So I could see this happening, like I said, in the next 2 weeks or so. I'm probably gonna be selling off some Bitcoin. I'm thinking 2 or 3 Bitcoin and selling off between like 46 and 50,000. I'll probably like range some orders in there, but that is my current plan. I am not selling at these levels, okay? I'm also going to be getting into if I'm going to be buying at these levels. I'm going to take a closer look at the charts. So there is that possibility. Obviously you could see like the high here, and it went down 50% in just days, right? So this was like December 17th, and this candle right here is December 22nd, so 5 days later. And you could just see that it all happened within a much shorter period of time versus what we're currently seeing now. The chart, the formation just looks significantly different. So that's something you definitely need to keep in mind when trying to make these comparisons. So the reason why I don't think the bull run is over is because when usually you get to a top, it's a very parabolic move. So let me give you an example of what I'm referring to. So you could see like here, mid-November, the low was like $5,800 on the price of Bitcoin, okay? And it made that move up to $20,000, a move of 241% in about 1 month, okay? So I'm looking at a big parabolic move as a signal that the bull run has reached a top and that we are now entering a bear market. We didn't quite see that, in my opinion, on Bitcoin. Another reason, outside of the China FUD, for the reason for this pullback in Bitcoin is that people were just over leveraged, okay? And when people are over leveraged, it kind of like artificially inflates the price, right? They're buying with money borrowed. So what we're seeing is everyone's getting liquidated. And so now we're seeing a more realistic reflection of the price of Bitcoin at these levels, because a lot of people, they leveraged, they've been liquidated. So that's something to also consider. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove this chart from 2017, and we're going to go ahead and go back to the current prices of Bitcoin to see what's going on and how I plan to approach this. So we obviously saw the low of $30,000. This is a daily chart. It's not giving us a ton of conviction of going in either direction, okay? I'm going to have to zoom in a little bit here as Bitcoin's at $37,000 to see what my thoughts are. Okay, so something interesting here. Let's go ahead and take a look closer at this chart. If we see this green 2 go above the green 1, the high of this candle is 42,275. So this candle has 7 hours left. And I would say that if Bitcoin doesn't get over that, then we could potentially be going lower. Another reason why I think we could be going lower is because, like, what have we fallen from today? So let's go ahead and take a little bit. So like in the last 12 hours, the percentage lost about 13%, okay? I'm looking for capitulation, potentially. And I haven't quite seen that yet, which means I think that there's a potential that we go lower. But the question is, how much lower? Right here on this 4 hour, this red 2 is going below the red 1, and that is a bearish signal. So right now, all of the time frames are looking very bearish, okay? I'm not saying that I'm selling at these levels, because this is the thing, is that I know my buying opportunity will be much smaller. I'm looking to be patient. I'm looking for Bitcoin to revisit the 50 DMA, and that is the time that I plan to sell, okay? This is a game of patience. If you have no patience, you will lose even more money. And I don't even have patience, okay? But I am staying patient. Fundamentally, Bitcoin has not changed, all right? Like, considering how much money I have lost in the past 2 days, am doing pretty darn emotionally okay. Like, I am very unfazed by this. What's getting to me is everyone texting and calling me, freaking out. And I'm just like, can you keep your emotions to yourself? Because I am so bad when it comes to taking on everyone else's emotions around me. I need to learn how to create that barrier and that separation, or I'm just gonna live one long ass exhausting life, okay? Something that I need to work on. Let's go and take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum, the daily chart not showing us any momentum change. Okay, 12-hour chart, nothing. 4-hour chart, bearish. 1-hour chart, bearish, right? We are trending downwards. There's green 2s trading below red 2s trading below red 1s. This indicator is a TD sequential system. So on TradingView, you can have a certain amount of free indicators. It might be like 1 or 2 or maybe 3. If you want to add more indicators, you have to buy a subscription. I have a link down below if you want to use my link. I love TradingView. I use it every single day. And even though I don't trade that much, it's still really beneficial because I feel like it helps me just practice and visualize and pay attention of how markets flow. Let's take a look at the 30-minute. Ethereum is just looking not good, right? It's looking basically as bad as Bitcoin, trending downwards on the 5-minute chart as well. There is nothing green, okay? The only thing green on this chart is the US, the peso versus the dollar is up 6.69, and that doesn't even belong on this chart. Nvidia up 2.78%, doesn't belong on this chart. SNX, it says up 4.45%, but also has come down. Everything is down like 10 to 15 to 20% today. It is bloody as hell out there. Matic is down 15%. Potentially some hope here on the 5-minute chart. No, it's more of like a double top. So this was not a higher high, but maybe if this prints as a higher low and then we can make a higher high, there could be some potential hope there on Matic, but I sold all my Matic, so it doesn't really matter for me anymore. So ultimately, a decent time to buy, but where the heck to put the buy orders, right? We're trending downwards. The risk to reward ratio isn't quite there for me. So we're still seeing, so this range right here was obviously some support on Bitcoin. We were all hoping that the top of this local top of 42,000 was not going to break. It broke down to 30,000. What are the low of these candles right here? The low of this one is 28,732. I think that's the lowest. And it was held up by the 50 DMA. I'm not saying that's like the best spot to place some buy orders, but if you're feeling really lucky, it's not a bad idea. So I'm gonna stay patient. I'm gonna wait to buy anything, okay? I might look for some like short-term positions on like Bitcoin or Ethereum. For example, I might do a little bit of trading today, but I gotta go take care of cleaning cars for this car rental company that I decided to start. I'm just like, I should be paying attention to the charts, but I gotta go clean cars. So what I'd be looking for is a trend change on the 5-minute time frame, and I think we're gonna get a nice bounce. I'm not saying it's going to last, but what I am saying is that main thing here, if I don't end up buying any Bitcoin, what I do plan on doing is definitely selling sometime over the next few weeks, okay? So I'm anticipating the next 2 to 3 weeks is when we're gonna see Bitcoin rally up to about the $50,000 range, right? So this price is gonna change as time goes on. This 20 DMA is trending downwards, okay? So every day that passes, it's going to continue trending downwards. So that's gonna give us more of an idea of where to potentially set some sell orders, right? And I'm doing that because I don't have a change in opinion of the fundamentals or my long-term plan of Bitcoin. I'm strictly doing this for 2 reasons: to pay off some of my Nexo loans and to basically put it into stable coins and earn about a 10% APY on that. So like that is my approach. It's more of like, I'm selling my Bitcoin to buy insurance because I still have to live, and pay for my expenses. So I saw a little bit of an uptick in Bitcoin in the past few minutes. So let's see what we're seeing on the chart here. We'll see possibly if Bitcoin can hold this bottom right here of 36,321 and make a higher low and then maybe continue to the upside. So potentially an opportunity coming up for a short-term trade, but blood in the streets and Bitcoin and all these other cryptocurrencies really haven't capitulated. So there is a possibility that we continue to go lower. So that's all I have for you today. As always, go out there and create a portfolio that you love.